Because, or as I like to call it, the verb is always, always second, except, just for your own information before we begin, because is something called a conjunction, meaning it links sentences as phrases together in English. Same thing in German. The first way we have to say because is denn. Den means because. It is called a coordinating conjunction, meaning it joins two sentences or phrases and has no effect on word order. It does not count in German as an element of a sentence. Den cannot stand on its own as an answer to a question or start a sentence. Den should only be used when you are giving a reason. For example, I cannot do this because or for this reason. Don't worry about that last part too much. This year, I'm just worrying mainly that you know how to use it. Here's an example of how to use it. We can have two sentences, as we see here on the left. Ich kann nicht gehen and ich muss das Geschirr spülen. If we wanted to join those two sentences using denn, we would have to rewrite the sentence as Ich kann nicht gehen, denn ich muss das Geschirr spülen. I cannot go because I have to wash the dishes. It's very simple. We don't move anything. We do not change anything. Here's one more example. Ich mag Kuchen and ich liebe Schokolade. If we wanted to join these two sentences using denn, we simply move down Ich mag Kuchen as the first sentence, write a comma, the word denn, and then move down the second sentence. Ich liebe Schokolade. Nothing gets rearranged. We ignore denn. It does not count as an element of a sentence, so it does not affect word order. We pretend it's almost like it's not even there. I like cake because I love chocolate. Ich mag Kuchen, denn ich liebe Schokolade. The second way we have to say because is weil. Weil is a subordinating conjunction, meaning it joins sentences or phrases together and affects word order. I like to call it a verb kicker. It's like a bully. When you use weil, the conjugated verb is no longer second. Instead, it gets kicked to the end of the sentence, or it gets bullied all the way to the end of your sentence. Typically, weil is a better choice than denn when writing a sentence. Weil can stand on its own as an answer to a question, and it can begin a sentence. It shows cause. Here are two sentences, and we're going to look at an example of how to join them using weil. So we have I must go downtown, ich muss in die Stadt gehen, and I am buying clothing. Ich kaufe Klamotten. To join them using weil, we move down our first sentence just as it is. Ich muss in die Stadt gehen. And remember, weil is a verb kicker, so it kicks kaufe, our conjugated verb, to the end of the sentence, leaving all the rest to fall into place. Ich muss in die Stadt gehen, weil ich Klamotten kaufe. I must go downtown because I am buying clothing. This does not make sense in English with the kaufe at the end. In English, we might say, I must go downtown because I clothing am buying. But in German, this is how you need to do it. Kaufe needs to be at the end. One more example. This time, it's the same thing, except instead of saying I am buying clothing, I added a modal verb. I want to buy clothing. So, we move down our sentence. Ich muss in die Stadt gehen. Normal, no changes. Then weil, the verb kicker, kicks the conjugated verb to the end of the sentence because it's a bully. And the rest of the sentence falls into place. Ich muss in die Stadt gehen, weil ich Klamotten kaufen will. Will is now the conjugated verb, and it's at the end of the sentence. I must go downtown because I want to buy clothing. Again, in English, it would be something more like, because I clothing to buy want, which doesn't make sense to you, but it makes sense this way in German. Trust me on that one. Please keep in mind, weil is a bully, it's a verb kicker, it affects word order, and denn does not. Here are two examples for you to pause this recording and try to combine first with denn, and then the other two with weil. I will show you the answers.